Hi there and welcome to Juicy Celeb Talks. The Real Housewives of New Jersey, Real Housewives of New Jersey, has always been a roller coaster of emotions, drama, and unforgettable moments, but Season 14 took things to a whole new level. As we reach the crossroads of this chaotic season, fans are left wondering what Bravo's next move will be. It's clear that the relationships among the cast have become more tangled than ever, and the long-standing feud between Teresa Giudice and Melissa Gorga seems irreparable. However, while these dramatic battles dominate the headlines, there's one person who stands out as the true MVP of the season: Dolores Catania.
Dolores, affectionately known as Miss Switzerland for her ability to stay neutral, has somehow managed to maintain good relations with everyone while keeping it real. It's no small feat, considering the explosive nature of the other cast members. But Dolores isn't one to back down or let others walk all over her, and this season, she's proven that she's not just a peacemaker, she's a force to be reckoned with.
The tension between Teresa and Melissa has been a staple of the show since its inception, and this season was no different. The two women clashed once again, with Margaret Josephs throwing shade left and right and Teresa acting like she was ready for a fight at any moment. The accusations flew, with everyone pointing fingers and calling each other liars. It was a lot to take in, and it seemed like there was no end in sight. The drama reached its peak when someone claimed that Louie, Teresa's husband, had contacted someone close to Melissa. Once a spouse is brought into the mix, there's no turning back, and this situation was no different. Margaret was quick to stir the pot, claiming that she was the one who informed the family friend about Louie's past. Teresa, naturally, was furious. She questioned whether Louie was being honest with her and if he was hiding anything from her. The whole situation was a mess, and it seemed like there was no way to fix the fractured relationships within the group. With all this chaos, Bravo has a tough decision to make. Do they reboot the show entirely, or do they take a Miami-style approach, keeping some old faces while introducing new ones? New Jersey fans are on the edge of their seats, waiting to see what happens next. But let's not forget about Dolores, who somehow managed to stay above the fray. Despite the constant drama, she remained calm, cool, and collected, even when the accusations and insults were flying. Her relationship with Paulie Connell has been heating up, and her evolving relationship with her ex-husband, Frank Catania, adds another layer of intrigue to the show. Dolores has shown that you don't need to be the loudest person in the room to make an impact. Her quiet strength and steady presence have made her a fan favorite. Teresa's behavior this season has been a hot topic, and even her longtime friend, Frank, has noticed a change in her. During an appearance on the Namaste Bitches podcast, Frank didn't hold back, saying that Teresa has been acting differently since Louie entered the picture. He pointed out that the Teresa he grew up with isn't the same person we're seeing on screen now. Frank has been close to Teresa for over 30 years, even helping her prepare for a fitness competition back in the day. But now, he thinks there might be some major changes coming to the Real Housewives of New Jersey cast, thanks to Andy Cohen. Frank hinted that Teresa might be asked to leave the show, which would be a huge shock to fans. Margaret, on the other hand, seems to believe that Teresa is trying to shift the blame for her actions onto others, particularly herself. During a heated exchange, Margaret revealed that she was contacted by Louie's ex, who wanted to share some information about him. Margaret admitted that she was prepared to deal with the fallout, even if it meant losing Teresa as a friend. Once their fight was over, Margaret cut ties with Louie's ex, but the damage was already done. Teresa was furious, and the tension between the two women only grew. The idea of Real Housewives of New Jersey without Teresa seems almost impossible to imagine. Frank thinks that if she does leave, she could easily find a new platform after all. She's one of the most recognizable housewives out there. However, Frank isn't a fan of Louie and doesn't think he's a good influence on Teresa. After the season 13 reunion, where Louie tried to smooth things over, Frank wasn't buying it. He made it clear that he doesn't trust Louie and that he thinks Teresa might be making a mistake by staying with him.
As fans, we're left wondering what the future holds for Teresa and Real Housewives of New Jersey. Will she really leave the show, or is Frank just stirring the pot? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure: Dolores Catania will be there, keeping the peace and staying true to herself, no matter what happens. Rachel Fuda's big news and the ongoing drama. While the drama between Teresa and Margaret raged on, another Real Housewives of New Jersey cast member had some big news to share. Rachel Fuda, who is expecting her first child, opened up about her decision to stay out of the drama surrounding Louie. In a candid interview, Rachel explained that she has morals and doesn't want to get involved in the mess that has been brewing since Louie joined the show. Rachel didn't mince words when she called out some of her castmates, saying that she holds herself to a higher standard. While she wasn't around when Louie first joined the show, Rachel believes that he's been stirring the pot ever since his arrival. And girl, did we see it play out? Rachel suggested that Teresa's podcast is basically a cleanup crew for Louie's messes, and we can only imagine the side-eye Teresa is giving her right now. But amidst all the drama, Rachel had some heartwarming news to share. At the end of Sunday's Real Housewives of New Jersey episode, she announced that she's pregnant. She and her husband, John, are expanding their adorable family, and Rachel couldn't be more excited. The couple already shares a son, Jaden, who is 17, and two daughters, Gianella, 4, and Juliana, 2. Now, they're getting ready to welcome another little one into their lives.
Rachel revealed that her journey to pregnancy wasn't easy, and she struggled with infertility before finally conceiving. But now she feels blessed to be in this position and is looking forward to the next chapter of her life. She even joked about how nothing surprises her anymore, but she wanted to make sure her husband had his moment of surprise when he found out they were expecting. As for the other Real Housewives of New Jersey cast members, Rachel mentioned that one of them had a dream that she was pregnant before she even knew herself. Once she told one person, the news spread like wildfire, and now everyone is excited for the newest addition to the Fuda family. While we're all happy for Rachel, the drama surrounding Louie and Teresa is far from over. As the season unfolds, it will be interesting to see how this storyline develops and what role Rachel will play in it all. The Real Housewives of New Jersey, Real Housewives of New Jersey, is at a crossroads, and fans are left speculating about Bravo's next move after the tumultuous season 14 finale. The cast's relationships seem irreparably fractured, especially the ongoing feud between Teresa Giudice and Melissa Gorga, which has long been a cornerstone of the show. But now, with Margaret Josephs throwing shade at every turn and Teresa ready to go to war, things are spiraling out of control. The drama reached a fever pitch when Teresa accused someone of trying to harm her family by spreading rumors about her husband, Louie. The first rule of Housewives drama? Once your husband gets involved, there's no going back. Margaret claimed a family friend informed her that Louie had been digging into people's pasts, including her own husband's. Your husband's not being forthcoming about his past, she insinuated. But Teresa wasn't having it. She shot back, "It's not up to you to talk about my marriage." This exchange highlighted the deep mistrust and animosity brewing among the cast. Bravo now faces a difficult decision. Should they opt for a complete reboot of the show or a Miami-style reset with a mix of old and new faces? Either way, Real Housewives of New Jersey fans are on the edge of their seats, waiting to see what happens next. But amidst all the chaos, one person has emerged as the true MVP of the season, Dolores Catania, the ultimate peacemaker who somehow manages to stay in everyone's good graces while keeping it real. Dolores has always been the voice of reason, navigating the explosive drama without getting dragged into it. Her evolving relationship with her ex-husband, Frank, and her new love life with Paul Connell are the kind of genuine storylines that viewers tune in for. Dolores has shown that you don't have to be the loudest person in the room to command attention. She deserves her crown as the queen of Real Housewives of New Jersey. Meanwhile, Teresa's behavior has been noticeably different ever since Louie entered the picture. According to Frank, who has known Teresa for over 30 years, she's simply not the same person anymore. Frank, who has been a fixture in Teresa's life and even trained her for that iconic fitness competition where he oiled her up on camera, is concerned about the direction the show is heading. He hinted at some major cast shakeups, suggesting that Teresa might even be asked to leave the show. Margaret also felt the need to clear her name, stating that she was just being honest when she admitted that Louie's ex had reached out to her. "I was like, I'm just going to own it. If Teresa doesn't want to be my friend anymore, I get it," she said. This revelation only added fuel to the fire, especially since Teresa's friendship with Jackie Goldschneider, who hosted Louie's ex at her home, has also been called into question. Can you imagine Real Housewives of New Jersey without its queen bee, Teresa? Frank thinks she could easily land on another show, given her status as one of the most recognizable housewives. And what does Frank think of Louie? It's safe to say he's not a fan. After the season 13 reunion, where Louie tried to make amends, Frank wasn't buying it. "Whatever he says is done and done," Frank declared. So, will Teresa really leave Real Housewives of New Jersey? With Frank spilling this kind of tea, fans are definitely staying tuned. The drama is far from over, and as the show continues to evolve, the question remains, what's next for Real Housewives of New Jersey?